Good evening, everybody. What's going on? This is your one and only girl, Tiffany, coming through right here live in effect. So, tonight, I'm going to be dealing with two topics, all right, regarding to African Americans and the history. So, first one, I'm going to honor Alvin Aliey, who was a choreographer and a dancer, and he founded the Alvin Aliey Dance Theater in New York. All right, one of the first African American theaters. And then also I'm going to talk about Arthur, who's very prominent when it came down to urban fiction novels. And he just passed away on January the 3rd. So the Arthur that I'm talking about is Eric Jerome Dickey. Now, both these men played a pivotal role in the African American community, whether it was through arts or literature. Alvin played his role due to dancing and a form of the expression of dancing, whereas Eric Jerome Dickey played his role through novels. All right, so many novels that we know and that we all grew up reading. Now, I was a person that grew up reading urban novels. I read a lot of them. I read Eric Jerome Dickey's novel. I read Amar Tyree, Daniel Santiago, Quan, and Ashley Jaquavius. And who else? I could never get into Zane. I never got into Zane, to be honest. Never got into her. I read Terry Woods. So it was so many authors that I read. And those novels have helped me to be able to enhance my literary skills and be able to open up and be more creative and see life for what it is and see the creative side of things. So I really appreciate those authors for contributing into the literature, American literature. And I also appreciate Alvin Ailey for giving our people the opportunity to showcase their talents through dancing and choreography. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get started. Right here, this photo to my right is a picture of Alvin Ailey. That's a picture of him. Then I have some more images that I would like to show. That's him again. That's Alvin Ailey. And there's another photo of him when he was younger. All right, that was him. I have another one. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry about that. Okay. But yeah, that's Alvin Ailey. Oh, okay. Here it goes. Hold on. I got another one right here. All right. So this is him when he was young. He was a dancer at the time. Okay. That was him as a young man. So let's get into his biography of who he was as a person. Now, today is his born day. He was born on January the 5th of 1931. So let's read his biography according to everybody's favorite website, WikiOne. All right, so there it is. So this is Alvin Ailey. All right, now on the right, that was a photo of him when he was younger. It looks like he's holding a flower or something. I'm not sure what he's holding, but that was him when he was young. Okay. So here it is. He was born on January the 5th of 1931. He passed away on December the 1st, 1989. He was born Alvin Aliey Jr. All right. And he was an African-American dancer, director, choreographer, and activist who founded the Alvin Aliey American Dance Theater. He created AADT and its affiliated Aliey School as haven for nurturing Black artists and expressing the universality of African-American experience through dance. His work fused theater, modern dance, ballet, jazz with Black vernacular, creating hope-fueled choreography that continues to spread global awareness of Black life in America. Aliey's choreographic masterpiece, Revelation, is recognized as one of the most popular and most performed ballets in the world. In this work, he blended primitive, modern, and jazz elements of dance with a concern for Black rural America. On July the 15th, 2008, the United States Congress passed a resolution designated AAD a vital American cultural ambassador to the world. That same year, in recognition of AADT 50th anniversary, the mayor, Michael Bloomberg, declared December 4th Alvin Ailey Day in New York City, while then Governor David Paterson honored the organization on behalf of New York State. That's real. All right, so let's look at his early years. He was born in Roger, Texas, at the height of the Great Depression in the violently racist and segregated South. During his youth, Aliey was barred from interacting with mainstream society. Abandoned by his father when he was 3 months old, Aliey and his mother were forced to work in cotton fields and as domestics in white homes, the only employment available to them. As an escape, Aliey found refuge in the church, sneaking out at night to watch adult dance and in writing a journal, a practice that he maintained his entire life. Even this could not shield him from a shiftless childhood spent moving from town to town as his mother sought employment. Being abandoned with relatives whenever she took off on her own, or watching her get raped. Oh my goodness. Watching her get raped at the hands of a white man when he was 5 years old. Now, let's talk about that. That's very traumatizing. Just imagine at 5 years old, watching your mother being violated by someone, especially a white person. Just imagine watching your mother just being violated. That has to be the most traumatic, disgusting experience ever. But let's continue on. All right. Looking for a greater job prospects, Ali's mother departed for Los Angeles in 1941. He arrived a year later, enrolling at George Washington Carver Junior High School, and then graduated into Thomas Jefferson High School. In 1946, he had his first experience with concert dance when he saw the Catherine Durham Dance Company and Ballet Russe de Monte Carlo perform at the Los Angeles Philharmonic Auditorium. This awakening and until then unknown spark of joy within him, though he did not become serious about dance until 1949, when his classmate and friend Carmen de Lavalade dragged him to the Melrose Avenue studio of Lester Horton. Okay, so Aliey studied a wide range of dance styles and technique, from ballet to Native American-inspired movement studies at Horton School, which was one of the first racially integrated dance schools in the United States. Though Horton became his mentor, Aliey did not commit to dance full-time. Instead, he pursued academic courses, studying Romance languages and writing at UCLA. He continued these studies at San Francisco State in 1951. Living in San Francisco, he met Maya Angelou, then known as Margaret Johnson, with whom he formed a nightclub act called Al and Rita. Eventually, he returned to studying dance with Horton in Los Angeles. He joined Horton's dance company in 1953, making his debut in Horton's Revue Les Bals Caribe. Horton died suddenly that same year in November from a heart attack, leaving the company without leadership. In order to complete the organization's pressing professional engagements, and because no one was willing to, Aliey took over as artistic director and choreographer. All right. So that's him. Again. And Carmen de Lavalade. All right, in 1954. All right, in 1954, de Lavalade and Aliey were recruited by Herbert Ross to join the Broadway show House of Flowers. Ross had been hired to replace George Balanchine as the show's choreographer, and he wanted to use the pair, who had become known as family dance team in Los Angeles, as future dancers. The show book was written and adapted by Truman Capote from one of his novelists, with music from Harold Harlan, and starred Pearl Bailey and Diane Carroll, who just recently passed away not too long ago herself. Aliey and De Valade met Jeffrey Holder, who performed alongside with them in the chorus. During the production, Holder married De Lavalade and became a long-life artistic collaborator with Aliey. After House of Flowers closed, Aliey appeared in Harry Belafonte's touring revenue Sing Man Sing with Mary Higginson as his dance partner, and the 1957 Broadway musical Jamaica, which starred Lena Horne and Ricardo Montalban. Drawn to dance but unable to find a choreographer whose work fulfilled him, Aliey started gathering dancers to perform his own unique vision of dance. Wow. Okay, so let's go on look at when he founded the theater. So in 1958, Aliey founded the Alvin Aliey American Dance Theater to present his vision of honoring Black culture through dance. The company had its debut at the 92nd Street Y. The performance included Aliey's first masterpiece, Blue Suit, which followed Blue Suite, which followed men and women as they caroused and cavorted over the course of an evening, while blues music playing in the black background until church bells began to ring, signaling a return to Monday life. 2 years later, he premiered his most popular and critically acclaimed work, Revelation, again at the 92nd Street Y. In creating Revelation, Aliey drew upon his blood memories of growing up in Texas, surrounded by Black people, the church, spirituals, and the blues. The ballet charts the full range of feelings, from the majestic "I've been built" to the rapturous "Wade in the Water," closing the electrifying finale, "Rock My Soul in the Bosom of Abraham." All right, so after this performance, and despite their success, the Aliey Company struggled to find consistent bookings. Though the U.S. Department sponsored AAADT's first international tour in 1962, which traveled across Asia with follow-ups to Senegal in 1966 and East and West Africa in 1967, the company was able to book only a few performances per season in America. After a successful week-long engagement at the Billy Rose Theater, the company was invited to become the resident company at Brooklyn Academy of Music. The relationship did not go well and ended a few years later. Aliey struggled with the State's Department tours, which insisted on marketing the company as an ethnic company rather than a modern dance company, and were closely supervised by the FBI. Whoa. Okay, the latter referred to Aliey's homosexuality as lewd and criminal tendencies and threatened his company with bankruptcy if he showed any signs of effeminate or homosexual behavior while on tour. Hmm. Now that's deep. That's deep. That's real deep. That's real deep. That's just really, really, really deep. That's deep. All right. Okay. So, anyways, so the FBI was watching this man for the whole time, and they're saying that if he displays any form of homosexuality, because rumor has it that he was a homosexual. Now, that's just the rumors. Okay, I can't say that it's absolutely true or not, but yeah, that's what the rumor was. And yikes. Imagine the FBI threatening you and telling you that they would shut down your operation if you display any form of homosexuality. Yikes. That's scary. All right, but let me go ahead. That's scary. Okay, so continue. In 1970, with few bookings on the radar and on the eve of a tour to Russia as part of a cultural exchange agreement, Aliey announced at a press conference that he was closing the company. In response, the State Department sponsored an Aliey tour of North Africa to tide things over. That August, the company toured to Russia, where it was aesthetically received. Their performances were broadcast on Moscow television and seen by over 22 million viewers. On closing night, because the Russian audience would not stop applauding, the company gave over 30 curtain calls. Returning home with the news of this triumph, the company performed a 2-week engagement at the ANTA Theater. By the end of January 1971 performance, the entire run was sold out. After 13 years, Alvin Aliey American Dance Theater was a monumental success. In August of 1972, the company was briefly renamed Alvin Aliey City Center Dance Theater and became a residence company of New York City Center. All right. So I'm going to skip some of this information after I read this part. Though Aliey's work has been met with popular and critical acclaim, there have been detractors of his theoretical style. Marcia Singal accused the company of selling soul and amplifying and transforming the emotivity characteristic of Graham and his modern dance teachers into metaphors of the American Black experience, while creating a positive stereotype of supremely physical, supremely sensitive beings at the expenses of genuinenesses. Okay. I don't understand how the company could be selling souls. That doesn't make sense. That really don't make sense right there, but okay. And Aliey responded to such criticism by stating, "The Black pieces we do that come from blues, spiritual, and gospel are part of what I am. They are as honest and truthful as we can make them. I'm interested in putting something on stage that will have a very wide appeal without being condescending, that will reach an audience and make it part of the dance, that will get everybody into the theater. If it's art and entertainment, thank God, that's what I want to be." Well said, brother. Well said. Okay. Then it goes on to say, though AAADT was formed to celebrate African American culture and to provide performances for Black dancers who were frequently denied opportunities due to racist mores of the time. Aliey proudly employed artists based solely on artistic talent and integrity, regardless of their background. In addition to his work as artistic director and choreographer with AADT, Aliey also choreographed ballets for other companies, including American Ballet Theatre, Jeffrey Ballet, Royal Danish Ballet, and the Metropolitan Opera for American Ballet Theaters. He created The River, 1970, one of several choreographies he set to the jazz music of Duke Ellington. All right. And then it says, from her joining in 1965, the dancer Judith Jamison served as Aliey's muse. In 1971, she premiered Cry, which he dedicated to his mother and Black women everywhere. Jamison took over as artistic director following his death. Other important figures in the company included Sylvia Waters, who in 1974, after performing with the company for 6 years, was asked by Aliey to lead the Alvin Aliey Repertory Ensemble, a junior company known today as Aliey 2 that prepares leading students for professional dance careers. And Masazumi Shaya, who danced with the company for 15 years, then became rehearsal director, was appointed associate artistic director in 1991. All right. So this is the list of the choreography that he did. One is Cinco Latinos, right? Blues Suite, Revelation, which is one of the books that I have. That's his autobiography. 3 for Now, Knoxville. Let's see. We're going to skip all the way down. Hitting Rights, which was 1973. The Muche, 1975. The Night Creature. Pas de Duke, 1976. Momiria, Phases, Landscape, 1981. All right. So it goes down to the stage, acting and dancing. Call Me by My Rightful Name. One Sarandon Square Theater in 1961. Showboat, 1955. Or 1957. Carmen Jones Theater in the Park, 1959. Okay. All right, so I already read about the school that he founded, which was the Alvin Aliey African American Dance Center. Okay. Oh no. Did I? Hold on. Okay, that was the dance theater. I'm sorry. Let me go down to the school. All right, so in 1969, Aliey founded the Alvin Aliey African American Dance Center with the frame Martha Graham Dance Company principal and choreographer Pearl Lang as his co-director of the school. Their aim was to provide access to arts and dance to under-resourced communities. They started off in Brooklyn with 125 students. A year later, the school relocated to Manhattan behind the Lincoln Center's complex. In 1984, Denise Jefferson assumed the directorship. Under her leadership, the school developed a Bachelor of Fine Arts program in partnership with Fordham University in 1998. The school was renamed the Aliey School in 1999. Several years later, the school moved into the John Well Center for Dance. Following Jefferson's death in 2010, Tracy Emin and Melanie Person assumed stewardship of the school as co-directors of the school. In 2012, after leading Aliey 2 for 38 years, Civil Waters retired. The second company's resident choreographer and associate director, Troy Powell, took over her role as artistic director with the addition of Elaine Wynn and Family Education Wing. The Aliey School is still growing and is now the largest place in New York City committed to training dancers. That's great. That's great work. Good job. Keeping it going. Now, I want to tell y'all something. I don't think it's in this article, but if you guys ever grew up watching the Apollo, if you guys ever grew up watching the Apollo, right? And all those dancers that come out going to the stage in the beginning, those dancers were part of his school, the Alvin Aliey school. So those dancers that you seen on Apollo, when they start saying at the showtime at the Apollo tonight, when they do their beginnings and play all the instruments and all that great stuff, they come out, they start dancing, the ladies dancing around and getting on the stage and whatnot. Those people, they were a part of the Alvin Aliey school. All right. Someone put, especially being threatened by J. Edgar Hoover, FBI, when he himself lived at home with his boyfriend, Clyde Tolson, the hypocrisy. Yeah. Yeah. But you know what that was. See, it wasn't about the sexuality. It was more so because he was a black man, because he was African American, and because he has gained the recognition of this success with his theater, and because of the dance style, the technique that he was using to express the black plight during that time period, and to show a form of liberation in the black community, that became problematic. So they looked at him as a target, as, oh, you supporting these black movement. Okay, you're using black expression, which correlates to these social movements. So we gotta keep an eye on you too. Yeah. But let's go ahead and continue. All right. So his personal life. Now it says Ali loathed the label black choreographer and preferred being known simply as a choreographer. He was notoriously private about his life. Though gay, he kept his romantic affairs in the closet. Following the death of his friend Joyce Trisler, a failed relationship, and bouts of heavy drinking and cocaine use. My God. Wow. Ali suffered a mental breakdown in 1980. He was diagnosed as maniac depressive, known today as bipolar disorder. During his rehabilitation, Judith Jameson served as co-director of AADT. Ali died from an AIDS-related illness on December 1st, 1989, at the age of 58. Wow. So he asked his doctor to announce that his death was caused by terminal blood terminal blood dichorrhea, in order to shield his mother from the stigma associated with HIV and AIDS. Wow. Wow. So his life turned very depressive for him. The fact that he didn't want to come out the closet, especially to his mother, and he was living with AIDS, losing a close friend to alcohol and drugs. That's very deep. That's really deep. So yes. And it says a crater on Mercury was named in his honor in 2012. Wow. Yeah, his story was pretty sad, but he has made a great contribution. He has done a lot of great works in the community, and we really appreciate him for that. He has opened up a lot of doors of opportunity for many African Americans when it came to visual arts and dancing. Okay. So here's some more information you can guys can check out. It's a peer review. I mean, before I go ahead and scroll this up. All right, so it's called Research Reviews, Volume 7, Number 1 and 2, 1991. So this person wrote Alvin Aliey, a revolutionary in dance, a historical and biological sketch of his choreographic works. Francis Nee Yarty. All right. So I'm not going to read all of this, but I'm going to skip some of this. All right. So it says this: the immensity of the communicative value, and for that matter, the educative value of Alvin Ailey's work are unequaled. He related the history of an oppressed people of the world in Been Here and Gone and the Root of the Blues, and explained the sharp militant and political reaction of oppressed in Masikula language. Though many people would naturally expect these works, particularly the latter, to deal directly with the American blacks. Characteristically for Mr. Aliey, however, its framework and message are universal rather than specific in a sectarian way. It may be about blacks, it may be about whites. It is political in a non-political manner. Perhaps this is more people have seen Alvin Ailey Dance Company than any other American dance company. Okay. Another area in which Aliey worked was the idea of having a multiracial dance company, explaining his concept of multi-racism. Aliey said, multiracial company that makes a connection with the American dance past and future and very strongly with the black past and future, but I am tired of the idea of segregated companies. He did not express this idea theoretically. Time magazine observed this and wrote, Aliey Company is perhaps the most thoroughly integrated ensemble in all the Americans' performing arts, stylistically as well as racially. Until February 1974, Alvin Ailey's company have been facing financial problem, a disease which has been plaguing many dance companies, especially modern dance companies. In what was termed the bargain of the century, the company was awarded an amount of $35,000 by New York City Parks Administration to perform 5 concerts in 5 locations around the city during 1974 summer session. This amount was believed at the time to be the largest allocation ever to be given to a single dance company by the U.S. administration. Okay. To many, nothing could be more appropriate to show the position held by this wonderful company in dance world than the words expressed by Mr. Edwin L. Wiesel Jr. of the Parks Administration, that for New York to lose Alvin Ailey would be a lot serious than it would be for it to lose one of its treasured landmarks. New York did lose Alvin Ailey when he passed away in 1989 and left a treasured landmarks of dance innovation for New York and the world. All right. So that's this article here. The title is Institute of African Study Research Review, New Series, Volume 7, Number 1 and 2, 1991, the University of Ghana, Legon. All right, so it's all the research reviews that was taking place in Ghana, particularly on African American history and other African diaspora and African studies. Yep. All right. Okay, so and also I have another information that I would like to present. What time is it? So let me show you guys. This is his autobiography. All right. That's his autobiography. Let's go ahead and let's look at it. It's called Revelation. Now let's see what we can find in this book. What's this book written? It was okay. So the copyright came out in 1995. So it was compiling information, and that they all put together. All right, so let's find something that he wrote. All right, let's look up the early years of the Alvin Aliey American Dance Theater. Page 89. Okay. All right, so that's him. And that's Susan Taylor that's behind him of the Essence magazine. Look at all these beautiful melanin people. Don't you see all those beautiful black people? Beautiful. All right. So the early years of Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. In 1958, there were many terrified black dancers in New York City, and yet, except for an occasional concert or art show, there was no place for them to dance. True, Martha Graham used black dancers in marvelously creative ways, but aside from that, the New York City concert dance scene was basically closed to black dancers. There was practically no way for us to fulfill our compelling desire to participate fully in the dance world. There was no Lester Horton on the East Coast dance scene. Even against those long odds, I very much wanted to be a choreographer. I had weird of doing other people's concert, having done many in the early 1950s after House of Flowers closed. I was tired of being told what to do. I had my own ideas, and the time had come for me to make my own decision. It was coming in those days for young choreographers to do concert at Young Men's Hebrew Association on 92nd Street and Lexington Avenue. The YMHA. Oh, I thought it was YMCA. I didn't know it used to be YMHA. Okay. So the YMHA was the hub of modern dance because every night a concert was presented there. The management made it easy for young choreographers. Their work could be performed without costing YWA a lot of money. I saw concerts there by Elo Parme, Tally Beatty, Donnie McClay, Pearl Lang, and any number of fine choreographers. These groups would spend about 6 to 8 weeks rehearsing in a dingy little studio called Michael's on 8th Avenue between 46 and 47th Streets, and then they would do one performance concert. My great dream was to pull together a group so I could show the world my work. I had met Ernest Perham when we danced together in Showboat. He was a very intelligent, artistic guy, a former Catherine Durham dancer who was then appearing Broadway in Bells or Ringing with Judy Holliday. I was dancing on Broadway in Jamaica with Lena Horne at the same time. Ernest was also a choreographer, and we decided to do a concert together. Neither of us was financially or artistically ready to present a full evening of our works, so we decided to share expenses. He put together dancers he liked, including some from Bells or Ringing, and I chose an extraordinary group from Jamaica, which I had met in classes with whom I had danced for Donnie McClay. Claude Thompson was the lead dancer in my first concert. Other dancers were Charles Moore, Jacqueline Wilcott, Clarence Cooper, Lavinia Hamilton, and Audrey Mason, a beautiful dancer who looked like Carmen, and in later concerts became my partner. Nancy Reddy sang. Ernest brought along Christine Lawson, Georgia Collins, Ronnie Frazier, and the modest Tally Beatty. Okay. Each day for 2 months, we rehearsed at dingy, dark Michael's studio from 2 o'clock in the afternoon until 6 o'clock. Tally Beatty was often next door to us, compromising the role of the Phoebe show. Then we would grab something to eat and go off to perform the shows we were in. If in fact we were in any. Rehearsal time cost $2 an hour, and the dancer rehearsed with me for nothing. There was simply no money to pay them. All right. So that his autobiography, which was published in 1995. So it's called Revelation, the autobiography of Alvin Aliey. So let's end that part. So with that being said, all right, that's all for Alvin Aliey. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go on to Jerome Dickey. All right, so I don't have that much information as far as his background is concerned, except for what's on WikiOne, and I will present that to you guys. All right. So let's look up where Jerome Dickey was. As a matter of fact, let me show you a picture of him. All right, so this is a picture of Eric Jerome Dickey. And it says, not keeping a promise is the same as lying. Wow. That was deep. Let's show another picture. All right, that's him later on in life. Okay. All right, so let's look at who was Eric Jerome Dickey. Now, again, when we talk about urban fiction novels, we talking about somebody like him, Amar Tyree, Zane, Daniel Santiago, Quan, Ashley and Jar Cravius, Terry Woods, so many lists of them that wrote great novels. Sister Soldier, you might as well put her in that category, one of my top favorite. And I can't wait for a new book to come out too. I am delighted to look forward to getting that book. Okay. I'm delighted. I should have got the part 2 of The Coldest Winter Ever, but I wasn't thinking about that. But anyways, it's so many of them. It's so many lists of these people that told the story, took the story of what was going on in the urban community, in the urban environment, and put it into the literature. Even those books have been banned, especially Zane's. Her book has been banned. Oh, also Wahida Clark, another one of my favorite. But Zane's book has been banned because her book is very, very graphic. It's like you reading pornography in her book. I'm just saying, I never could get into it. But anyways, let's go ahead and look up Eric Jerome Dickey, the late Eric Jerome. Yep. So who was he? So Eric Jerome Dickey was a New York Times best-selling American author, best known for his novels about contemporary African American life. He is also known for writing several crime novels involving grifters, ex-cons, and assailants or assassins. The latter novels having more diverse setting, moving from Los Angeles to United Kingdom to West Indies, each having an international cast of characters. He was born in Memphis, Tennessee on July the 7th of 1961. He grew up on the south side of Memphis, living on Kansas Street. He attended Riverview Elementary, Riverview Junior High, and Carver High. After graduating high school, he went to college at Memphis State University, where he earned a degree in computer science computer system technology. In 1983, he moved to Los Angeles to pursue a career in engineering. Wow. Dickey was employed in the aerospace industry, working at Rockwell International ASSD division as a software developer before deciding that he wanted to pursue acting and stand-up comedy and began on the local and national comedy circuits. Dickey wrote several comedy scripts for his personal comedy act and later began writing short stories. In 1994, his first published short story, 13, appeared in the IBWA's River Crossing, Voicing of the Diaspora and Anthology of the International Black Experience. A second short story, Days Gone By, was published in the magazine A Place to Enter. He then developed a screenplay called Cappuccino, directed and produced by Craig Ross Jr. It appeared in coffee houses around the Los Angeles area in February 1998. Cappuccino made its local debut during the Pan-African Film Festival at the Magic Johnson Theater in Los Angeles. Dickey has authored 15 novels and has been featured in a variety of publications, including Essence Magazine, U.S. Today's, and the Los Angeles Times, and his novels have appeared on the bestseller list of the Blackboard, the Wall Street Journal, and the New York Times. Dickey has appeared as a guest on many shows, including BET's Our Voices and CNN's Sunday Morning Live. His books, Sleeping with Strangers and Walking with Enemies, were released on April the 10th of 2007 and August the 7th of 2007, respectively. His 14th novel, Pleasure, was released on April the 2008, and on November the 1st, 2008, Dickey released his 15th solo work entitled Dying for Revenge. Wait a minute, I need to look into that. So he won the 2007 Fiction and Author of the Year, 2009 Fiction, and 2013 Author of the Year, and the 2017 Author of the Year, Finding Gideon, as part of Yvette's Hayward's African American Literary Awards show held in the Mecca of Publishing, New York City. Is the only ongoing literary awards show that recognize griots from the diaspora. That's great. Wow. Dickey was named Distinguished Lecturer of the Leimert Park Village Book Fair, August the 2018. And hold on. Dickey is the author of the graphic novel Storm, which reimaged the first meeting between the popular X-Men character Aurora Moreau and T'Challa, king of the fictional land of Wakanda, known as the Black Panther. So let's talk about X-Men for a moment. Let's talk about Storm. All right, before I continue. So I'm a fan of comic books. I like comics. All right, so I don't own any comic book, but I used to love watching superheroes like Marvels and from DC Comics. Okay, I used to be a fan of X-Men, and one of my favorite was Storm, but she was so underrated. So come to find out that Storm and Black Panther had a relationship, and it was also said to be that they had children together. So it's very surprising that they never talked about Storm in the Black Panther movie. That's very surprising. That's very shocking, because, I mean, that would have been great. That would have been so dynamic. But let's continue on. All right. He performed stand-up comedy mostly in Southern California. He opened for Bobby Blue Bland at the Relato in Tacoma, Washington. Dickey was a lifetime member of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, Kappa Eta chapter, Beta Psi Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha, presented Dickey with the Alpha Award of Merit in June of 2018. Okay. It said he has authored over 30 novels, novellas, and short stories, but the first two made the New York Times list, as well as many local lists such as the Washington Post and the LA Times. Also, he has written a shorter ebook, contribute to 7 anthologies, written an original screenplay, and a graphic novel for Marvel Entertainment. That is a tremendous thing, but you know what? I'm mad at Marvels for that, for not even putting that into the movies. Anyways, his books have been published in French, Polish, Japanese, and several of his books have been separated printings in Great Britain. He has toured in English, France, where Milk in My Coffee was a French bestseller, and the Caribbeans. Two of his books, France and Love of Cheaters, were turned into touring plays. Oh my goodness. Sister, Sister, Friends in Love with Milk in My Coffee, Cheaters and Liars Game each reached number one on the Blackboard's bestsellers list. Cheaters was named Blackboard Book of the Year in 2000. Liars Game, Thieves Paradise, The Other Woman, and Genevieve have also given Dickey the added distinction of being nominated for an NAACP award, Image Award in the category of Outstanding Literary Work in 2001, 2002, 2004, 2005, and in 2006, he was honored with the awards for Best Contemporary Fiction and Author of the Year at the 2006 African American Literary Award Show. Excuse me, an honor which was repeated in 2007. In 2009, at the African American Literary Awards Show, Dying for Revenge received the award for Best Fiction. In 2008, Eric was nominated for Storyteller of the Year at the first annual Essence Literary Awards and has numerous awards at the African American Literary Awards Show over several years. Most recently, Male Author of the Year 2012. The 2013, he received the READ Award on behalf of the National Advancement of Colored People. The New York Times stated Mr. Dickey's character have enough slurtery self-confidence to suggest at their best a Prince song on paper. And unfortunately, he passed. Several news outlets reported Dickey's death on January the 3rd, 2021, which was confirmed in an official statement from his career-long publisher due to an imprint of Pigeon Random House. May he rest in peace. So these are the different series, and these are his other works. He wrote his first book back in 1996, which was Sister Sister, Friends and Lovers, Milk in My Coffee. Then going all the way down to Gumbo, a celebration of African American writing, 2002. The Other Woman, Naughty or Nice, Drive Me Crazy, Jivanine or Javine, whatever. Voices from the Other Side, Dark Dream 2. Ooh. And also, he has wrote Tempted by Trouble, An Accidental Affair, A Wanted Woman, One Night, Naughtier Than Nice, Cappuccino, The Blackbirds. I'm gonna look into that film. I'm very curious. I never seen that film before. Okay, cool. Okay, that's cool. Anyways, continue. So, and these are the reference at the bottom, and these are the external link that you can check out. So, with that being said, that's that. Okay, so it says it's because it's because Sony has the rights to X-Men and Paramount has the right to Black Panther. What? They wouldn't allow crossovers except Spider-Man after lots of money. Wait a minute, so okay. So wait a minute, so Marvel don't have the right to X-Men? So basically Marvel sold their rights of X-Men to Sony. That's strange. They wouldn't allow crossover itself. Spider-Man after a lot of money. I mean, because there was so many Spider-Man movie that was coming out too. Because they had the first Spider-Man and then the second one. Then they had another one where it was the one with the African American boy. His name was Miles Morales. So he played as Spider-Man. So that movie just came out like maybe about 2 years ago. That was like, yeah, a year before Stan Lee had passed away. So wow. So basically he sold Marvel over to Sony. Oh. Okay, so Marvel in complete control. And Paramount was basically telling Marvels that there are certain movies that they can put out and certain characters can only be in the movie. Basically, that's what you mean they had control. Okay. So they were like the executive producers or whatnot. They was pretty much telling Marvel what they can and cannot put out into the movie. Okay, I got you. Okay, I was finna say, oh, Marvel done sold their rights over to Sony. I was finna say, I was about to say, damn, Marvels. Okay, they sell the characters to different movie studios. Got you. Okay. Okay, now, okay, I got you. Ugh. Got you. I understand. Okay, cool. Okay, got you. Got you. All right. So, yeah, but it would have been nice if Marvel would have had Storm in the movie and it would have been about her and Black Panther. It would have been nice. I would love to see that. They could still just let Storm be in that movie. I mean, because the fact that her and T'Challa had a chemistry, that would have been very nice. That would have been very romantic. But yeah, also I would like to see a movie by Monica Rambeau and Blue Marvels as well. That's another thing too. I want to see a movie about them. I would love to see a movie about Monica Rambeau, just her alone, and Blue Marvels. Yep. But anyways, you guys, so I'm just gonna go ahead and log off of here. I appreciate all of you that was watching. I thank you guys for tuning in. And so with that being said, you guys have a great evening. Be safe. And if you want to go ahead and show your support and you appreciate what I'm doing, you can go ahead and send it to my Cash App, which is $Tip World. $Tip World. You can send it right there on my Cash App. So if you guys want to support and you like what I'm doing and you appreciate, the information that I'm showing, that I'm presenting, because that's all I want people to do is go out there and look for themselves, not just go along just because somebody said something, you know what I'm saying, or because I'm just telling you, just actually do the research, because there's a lot of information, especially when it comes to history and our history in the diaspora. It's a lot of information to discover, but a person got to do the research. They got to do the knowledge, and that's all I can say. But until then, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Make sure you share the channel, like it. And until next time, y'all have a good one. And I appreciate every last one of you. So may peace be upon you all. Please be safe. And thank you for those in the chat for commenting. I really appreciate that. And until then, y'all take it easy and y'all have a good one. All right. And we'll talk later. We'll reconnect.